Hi, it's Laura from Six Figure Writing Secrets, and I'm talking about one of my favorite strategies to achieve success on the online job board site Upwork. If you begin using this strategy, whether you're new to Upwork or you've been on the site for a while but you've been struggling to win jobs with your proposals, this can be really effective for building your business. It's something that I did when I first got started in 2012. When I joined the Upwork predecessor, Freelance, I was submitting many bids at a time, and I was constantly losing to a handful of contractors. I couldn't figure out what they were doing that was so much better than me, making them more successful, bringing on more clients, and making more money. I spent some time scoping out the Upwork competition and discovered that it was really valuable to see the tools that other people were using, and it was very easy for me to figure out why they were being more successful than I was. Using this tool can make a big difference in your freelance business, whether you're a writer or any other kind of freelancer. The reason for this is because people who are already successful on any site like this will leave clues as to why. If you know how to identify those clues and decipher them, it can be really helpful for growing your business. This is because they've already figured out how the system works. They know what they need to say to win jobs. They know the kind of work samples, pitch, and proposal that they need to include to have a good chance of working with clients. There's a reason they're being hired again and again. When you're new on a site like Upwork and you don't have a lot of feedback or a reputation on the site, you've got to use whatever you can to stand out. So I strongly recommend that you use this tool of evaluating other freelancers who are your direct competition, because it can show you exactly why they're so much more successful. When you get started on a site like this, you feel like you're at a huge disadvantage. I know that when I had no feedback as I got started on Freelance, I felt like I had to do so much work just to even be considered by these clients who were getting proposals from people who had excellent feedback on their profile, good work samples. There was no real reason for these clients to hire me instead of someone who had a proven track record. It's very easy to get overwhelmed and frustrated and feel like giving up. If you're in this situation, however, I strongly recommend that you instead work on scoping out the competition, because it can build your confidence and allow you to go back to the drawing board and fix some of the things that you might need to stand out. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? It's a lot of work to put together a profile, work samples, and a pitch on a site like Upwork, especially if you don't know what you're doing. That's why you shouldn't try to do it all on your own. Other people have already figured out what works, so rely on their experience rather than try to reinvent the wheel. You're not going to copy them, but you're instead going to use the tools that they have developed and the strategies they're using to help your bids be more successful. You want to look specifically at your direct competitors. What I mean by this is that if you are a white paper writer and you focus on doing technical white papers, you want to find other freelancers on the site who do the same thing. There's no point in comparing your work to a fiction writer on the site, for example, because you're in different markets and you're relying on different skill sets to win those clients. Spend some time looking at the profiles of your direct competition and see what they might be doing better than what you are presenting. One of the best tools to go in depth with this is to actually create a dummy job and invite these freelancers to it. This is relatively simple because you just need to set up a client profile on Upwork and then create your own dummy job. Make the job be for something that you yourself would want to apply for. If you're the white paper writer, put together some materials requesting proposals and time estimations for people to create a white paper. Then see who responds. See how quickly they respond, what they mention in their proposal, whether they link to any work samples, etc. All of this can be really good information. It takes you one step further than just looking at their profile, and instead allows you to see exactly how they respond to these job bids that you're competing against them with. It's a great insight into what they're doing. Couple different things to look for in this process include upsells, how they're wording the proposal, price, and pitch. What are they using to make that client want to click hire me right away? You can learn so much from your competition, and the great thing about it is that it's free. You're getting an inner look into what your competition is sending to clients on sites like Upwork. You just have to invest a little bit of time, and it can pay off in spades for you. Make sure you don't copy someone else. What we're looking for are things that they're doing differently than you. Are they offering the client upsells? Are they offering to get on the phone with the client? Are they providing work samples that are easier to open or simply of a higher quality than your own? This gives you a chance to drop some of the bad habits you've had or things you can do to turn up the heat. As an example, when I first started with this experiment in 2012, I realized that I was sending proposals that were way too long for the client to read. I was shocked to discover that my competition was only sending things approximately one paragraph long, and they were being really successful with this strategy. I immediately dumped my multiple paragraph proposal and saw my conversion rate skyrocket immediately. This is why analyzing your competition can be so helpful, because if you don't know the system of Upwork, it's easy to make mistakes, even if you believe that you're doing the right thing. I'm so excited to share this tool with you because I think it's been so essential in my own success on sites like Upwork. I think applying this can be extremely beneficial for you as well.